Today I'm going to show you how to release your diaphragm with a tennis ball. Our diaphragm is our strongest breathing muscle, which sits underneath our ribs. As we inhale, the diaphragm comes down, which pushes the internal organs down. And if the pelvic floor is working, the pelvic floor acts like a trampoline to allow the movement of the organs. And as you exhale, pelvic floor comes up, moving the internal organs up, moving the diaphragm up. So it's this really nice system that massages the internal organs, sets our body into parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest. So it calms us. When we don't breathe through our diaphragm, we tend to be anxious or experience anxiety, and we're holding tension here. Sometimes people feel it in the mid-back, tension maybe on one side or the other, or it just feels like the body is like held or braced. In order to breathe, if we're not using our diaphragm, we will use accessory breathing muscles. These are little helper muscles. They're assistants. They lift the upper 3 ribs to allow oxygen in, but that job is really above their pay grade. We really want to be using the diaphragm because it's designed to pull air in instead of lift ribs to allow oxygen in. So they're different systems. I mean, they're part of the same system, but they're different parts of the same system. One works really easily, the other one is very laborious. So to release the diaphragm, we want to first feel around to where the ribs are. So where your ribs come together, there's a tiny bone called your xiphoid process that pokes down. We don't want to put any pressure on the xiphoid process because we don't want to break it. So if we find the top kind of like triangle, we want to be maybe about like 2 finger widths down. So we'll lay on our stomach and we'll use the ball. It'll be more intense if you're just off the ribs. So if this feels like a lot, we want to move the ball towards the soft part, towards the organs, and use the breath. And then as we can handle more, then we want to bring it closer to the ribs. But if we're thinking about relaxing your nervous system, slow and steady wins the race. Very gentle, very easy. So let's lay on your stomach and pick a side to start and bring the ball just off the ribs. If this feels like a lot, we can start up on the forearms. And if you're not feeling anything, you can start to bring your hands lower or bring your head onto your hands. So you can stay wherever feels okay for you. I'm going to be up here for right now. So I'm going to breathe, inhale and exhale, and see if I can allow that ball to sink a little deeper. And for me, I start to bring my elbows out a little bit, which allows my torso to rest a little more as I breathe and the ball sinks. Then I can either tuck my toes and inch my hips up to move the ball, or I can lift up and move. And then I can go a little deeper up here, so I move my elbows out a little bit. And I'm gonna keep breathing. So when I teach this in a yin yoga class, I'll probably stay for 5 to 10 deep breaths in each spot. When you do this on your own, you can choose to stay however long you want until you feel a release, and you want to do it on both sides.